Last night I was feeling nostalgic, so I decided to watch Pocahontas because it was a movie I really liked as a child, and I remembered it fondly, and it felt good. Plus, I'd been listening to Colors of the Wind a lot because I downloaded it. Like, I love this song. It's great. What was the context? I don't remember. So I watched it. And now I feel sad because there was like tidbits here and there. It's like, oh, I remember this. Oh, yes, this is my childhood right there. But not the whole movie. Like, after watching it, I feel like it was a different movie than I watched when I was little, and I guess that says a lot. I feel like about when you grow up, like what you see in a story when you're younger and the eyes to things when you're young. Because I just remembered this movie as amazing and great. And now I watched it, and it's really racist. And I mean, it sends a good message. And the sarcastic servant guy, if you've seen it, he's sent some good messages there. But I feel like sometimes when you go back to things that you loved as a kid, they aren't as good, and it's just sad. The only part of that movie that seemed the same to me was that part where the dog is having a bubble bath and eating cherries, and then Miko, the raccoon, comes and ruins it for him, and I remember that being much longer, but that was the same. That was like the only thing that was like, I remember this exactly. This is what I remember. Everything else was different. I feel like a lot of the times we alter things in our mind, like our childhood, like we look back on things, and maybe we remember them better than they were because it's a different time than we are now, and we could be unhappy at the time, and we look back on something and we remember it was generally good, that maybe it was better than it was. And that happens a lot. Our brains kind of block out the bad and just remember what we found was good, even if it wasn't good, or we transform our memories different than they were. I feel like I want to go back and watch other movies like The Lion King or Aladdin, Cinderella, all those things, and watch them and see if they're the same. But then I'm worried that if I don't, or if I do, I'll ruin more of my childhood. I feel like as if I didn't want to grow up, as if I wanted that moment, that time when those things were meant for me to stay that way, because now they're not meant for me anymore. Movies like that are meant for younger kids, and they're not geared towards college students, so they're not supposed to be entertaining for me. And so I'm more wistful and nostalgic than happy, I guess. It's sad almost that these things are no longer for us, no longer meant for us, when we remember them so fondly, when they were so much part of our lives and maybe part of who we were, part of who we wanted to be, and now they're not. They're not ours anymore, and there are younger kids who watch them maybe, and they're for a new generation or a new group of people, and I guess it feels like losing your childhood, and that's just really growing up is a really hard concept to deal with, because it's like, yeah, you're gaining independence, but there was an innocence, a happiness that was associated with you when you were young. Like, nothing could go wrong, you couldn't get hurt, the world was yours, and these movies, exemplified those things, and you felt like they taught you the lessons, and they were singing, and it was fun and colorful, and you watched them over and over again, and it was great. And now, I don't know, things are harder. They're less easy in life, and I feel it's something that people have a hard time dealing with, and I'm reflecting on it now. It just feels a bit down, like a downer of an idea. Makes you a little bit teary and just kind of, oh. Go back and watch a movie you watched as a kid and see if you still like it. See if it's the same. See if it changed or sparks new ideas or thoughts in your head. Maybe it will.